James Margie here at JTech, and what we're going to do is this video is going to be on the measurement of and the drive angles of the drive shaft. So first, you want to get your yoke centered to the 90-degree angle, up and down. We're going to start with the transmission yoke. We're going to use our handy digital protractor right here. Make sure you want to zero it out to the frame of the truck or the lift that it's on at the moment. Zero it there. All right. And due to the cap of the U-joint and the little spacer here, we're going to use the socket to go off of to make sure the socket is flat. Make sure you don't hit your head. Bump cap would be helpful. And we get a measurement of, a little off on our angle. Right there is going to be a 4.0. So now we're going to take it. So 4.0 is that's the meaning of the yoke and the drive and the yoke shaft coming out of the transmission. So we rotated it 90 degrees. So now we're going to take the measurement of the drive shaft itself. And we got the socket. So the angle on this is going to get a little light there, cameraman. Come over on this side a little bit. All right, there we go. And hold on. Sorry, this is 1, 2, 0. Try that one again. I have an angle of 1.5. Okay, that would be the other one of 4 off. So let me try that again. Somewhere in there it came off. So we got that, and now you want to write that down on your piece of paper. So at 1.5 on the drive shaft. Redoing transmission, and of course it was in the down, so that way you want to make sure whether it's in the up or the down position, find out what it is. This one here is in the down of 3.3. So 3.3 down and 1.5 down. The difference there, you can subtract it. It's easier to do on paper, so I did write it down, so we'll carry on.
Hey, now I'm Dylan Prescott, it's me. You guys have probably seen me in other videos. Same concept is we're gonna do the driveline angles on this. I'm doing the carrier bang. So basically same thing, you just wanna make sure you got your fancy little doohickey here. You wanna set it on here and zero everything out. It's not zeroed out on the frame or on the lift it's on. We're gonna do the front drive shaft first. So you go ahead and spin this to where it's sitting 90 degrees down. You got your front drive shaft yoke here. Here's your rear end of the slip yoke here. Same concept, it's got zero out now. Put your socket on there, make sure your socket sits flat. Hold your fancy little protractor on there, and I'm getting a reading of 2.2 degrees down. Okay, so now you take that, 2.2 degrees down, remember that there. You zero that out again there, maybe. A little zero, I don't know what. Hold on. Okay, now it's zero. Okay, now you're gonna go ahead and spin it. Go ahead and spin it. Now we're gonna measure the rear drive shaft and, right there in the front. So everything's zeroed out on your digital protractor. Make sure you're measuring everything from the same side. That'll have a lot to do with it as far as your angles go. And we're getting 1.2 degrees down there. So now what was the first one? 1.8 degrees, see? So 1.8 degrees down on the front drive shaft, 1.2 degrees down on the rear drive shaft. So that gives you a working angle of 0.6 degrees, which is in spec. It's supposed to be within from a half degree to 1 degree. So that's good there. Next, I'm going to pass the reins to Joe, and he's gonna do the rear.
Hi, my name is Joseph Cabral. We're gonna be doing the exact same thing, measuring the drive shaft, but we're gonna be measuring towards the rear diff. So take your digital protractor, get your little spacer, because you got this little lip right here. First, we're going to measure the drive shaft, and we got 2.0 going down. Spin it 90 degrees to measure the differential. Make sure this is zeroed out again. Do the same thing. We got 4.2 going going up. So that would be 6.2. And the reason why that is off that bad is because, as you can tell, the rear end is jacked up and the nose is going down because the tire and the axle is all off. So more weight's towards that way, so it's throwing the angle and everything off. So therefore, that's not a good measurement. It's out of spec. So once we get all that put back in, we can remeasure it, make sure it's in spec, 1 inch to 1. And as long as that's in spec, we won't have any vibration, and that's how you check the drive shaft.
Hey, my name's Charles here, and we're gonna on this Driveline, we're about to take it apart. One thing we want to do before we take it apart, we're going to do one final inspection, making sure that nothing's binding. So we're going to make sure we can rotate it. We're also going to see if we can just move it, so we can plane it. We're going to check our slip joints here, make sure the rubber boot isn't cracking or weeping or anything like that. It's pretty good. Make sure we can check our carrier bearing here. Now, if you look at it from underneath, you can actually see that the carrier bearing is actually not straight on the frame. So we're gonna have to fix that when we take this apart. All right, we come up here, that part here. Everything looks like it's in good shape. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna get some stands in here. And we're gonna take the pressure off of the actual drive shaft and disconnect it on the ends, and then from the middle on the carrier bearing, because we don't actually want anything to break. So if we get the angles too extreme, something's probably going to bind and break. So we got to do this all in one piece and come down very slowly. So that's the next step we're going to do. Let's get to it. Want me to ring it over now? Yeah, it ain't happening.
That's half
No, that's not the instruction box.
How many
There's no half, no. All those 12 points are freaking 12 points of half.
Well, my name's Everett Holmes. This is Dylan Prescott.
Back.
And right now we are working on removing the drive shaft. What we've done is we've lowered the truck a little bit, almost to the ground, because it is heavy. And you don't want to kill yourself. And luckily we have enough people down here that but it's actually making it a little bit more difficult because they're actually working on the first drive axle of this truck. So the drive shaft just wants to spin. So we got a tire spoon in here. We're holding the yoke spinning on that diff. Right now we're just getting everything loosened up, and then we're going to continue on from there. Might need a hammer too. Now, when you're using tools, these are 12-point bolts. Don't use a 6-point. Don't use an open-end wrench. Use a 12-point. You can use a box end because it's got 12 points in it. The best thing would be to have a 12-point shallow socket and a ratchet.
I'm gonna roll this back a little bit.
Yeah, I found one. Hold on.
Sorry.
All right, so what we're doing now is we got Blue over here. He's gonna pop this yoke, this U-joint out of this yoke, and we're gonna set it down onto this jack stand here. So go ahead and start popping it out. All right, so it's free, it's heavy. Let's slide it forward. You got a slip joint up there. You're gonna be able to slide it forward a little bit. You can also slide it back a little bit. And since you got U-joints up here in the carrier bearing, is if you wanted to, you had to do some work back here. If you wanted to work on this, you didn't want your drive shaft in the way. Because you can slide that jack stand this way.
Yep.
Make your drive shafts out of the way.
Now you're free to work on it.
I'm Alex Blue. I just made a mark up on the yoke on the drive shaft right here by the slip joint, so that way when we go to put the drive shaft back in, that'll all be phased properly. And Dylan is doing the same thing up front. And then once he's done with that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just start with both pumps. All right.
I'd break the other one loose so we got it. So from personal experience, when you're dropping your carrier bearing, I mean this goes with anywhere, but your carrier bearing you got two yokes right here that are both going to be moving at the same time, but they're going to be going in the opposite direction, so that's automatically a pinch point. So you're going to want to support it as much as you can, but you don't want to put your fingers in there because you're going to lose a finger or it's going to be a painful day. Luckily I just got pinched the one time I did it. It was on a lot smaller truck. Got that one out. We're lower down. Yeah. Ready?
So I got it back here. All right.
Now we got that set. Now really all we gotta do is move to the front. Quick note here. This is your slip joint here. You can see how it's expanding. That's because we just pulled it down. That actually helps you a lot because you get a little bit more space. It's heavy. You don't want to put your jack stand on this boot because if you damage that boot, it can damage the spines and that are on your slip joint here. You don't want to do that. You also don't want to damage your boot because that's what protects those spines from getting debris and stuff like that.
So stick it sideways. Stick it sideways in here so that way you freaking stop the engine.
I'm stuck on there now. Do it.
There. Right there. Go ahead.
Which way's it going?
Going down.
Yeah, going down.
You're going that way now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, trade. Hold on. Good. Hold on.
There we go. That's definitely good for now.
Quick side note, when you break loose the rear straps when your tire's on the ground, and
It wouldn't be a bad idea to break.
the front straps at the same time.
Yeah,
But
so you don't run into this issue.
Break them all at one time.
we're taking these out when we have the truck jacked up in the rear with an axle out. So
Huh? Push up on that.
I got the. Okay. Get back in. Where at?
It's just holding this drive shaft in place so it doesn't fall off the jacks. Every time he spins it, just trying to put pressure down on the jack stand so it stays in this groove right here. As long as it stays in the groove, it'll stay on the jack stands. It will not fall off. Keeping a little bit of pressure on there, but not enough where it makes it hard for them to spin the drive shaft.
Ready? There you go. That's a girl.
you see how this slip joint back here is
Come
slipping
back
over?
some more.
This
Come
actually,
back more.
you can push it in.
All right,
See
come
that
down with it. Come
collapse like
down
that?
with it. Come down with it. You're on there. Come
Boom.
down.
We're out of the truck. Now we can lift the truck up and we can look at the drive shaft. So that's what we're gonna do. Sweet. Will somebody lift the lift?
I'd say no.
What?
I don't think it is.
You don't think it's bad?
No.
You really need to check what's in there. Hold it stationary, dude.
That's what we did.
Yeah, I mean, there is movement in it, which is allowable in the mount for the rubber. All right, so one of the things when you got the U-joint off, you want to inspect on the output shaft of the yoke. Just check the yoke surfaces where the U-joint would sit. Also, you want to definitely check these, make sure they're not bent, frayed, any major discoloring up in there for extra rubbing, any spline metal, which means that your bearing, your trunnion bearing portion of it that would spin inside of there. Anything that's deformed, degraded. Also, you want to definitely check, see if the nuts possibly becoming loose. See if the threads are see if there's at least a few threads still showing. If you really want, you can check the torque on it, but I don't think that would really be necessary. So you definitely want to check the output shafts or the output shaft on this. Then the input shaft, same thing on the bell housing or on your differential. you'll go back, you'll definitely check on here. There's a little bit of grease in there, which is fine. You want to check to make sure it's not pitted, not corroded, no heavy corrosion. Same thing on the hanger strap. Make sure it's not excessively bent in one form or the other, or any excess damage, or any signs of the U-joint trunnion spinning on it. Because that will find signs like that will identify that you didn't have enough grease in there, and then when the U-joint seizes up because of not enough lubrication inside the U-joint, that'll end up spinning the trunnion inside the cap, and then that'll degrade or wear out your input yoke, and then right there you're now running into higher costs.
What are you doing, Joe?
Trying to put the drive shaft back in. We have it phased right here with our 2 marks that we put before we took the drive shaft back out. Right now we're just getting to the top bolts because the U-joints are at an angle where it's a lot easier to get to the bolts. Once we get the top 2 snug, we're going to turn it, get these 2 bolts.
Alright, there's a torque pattern on this too.
And then we're going to torque it down. The way you find where the torque specs are, you can go to your owner's manual in your vehicle.
25 foot-pounds. We'll do one on one corner, then the opposite corner on the opposite portion of the U-joint, and then go back and do one. It'd be like 1, 2, 1, 2.
Thank you, like roads.
Now, last portion is this last half of the stick. Mr. Everett. Problem is the angle is actually getting that head of the torque muscle. So we have to probably use back very It's not exactly something we really want to get torqued out.
We're torquing the bolts down to 125 foot-pounds. We're going to do it in an X pattern. Make sure it seats. All right.
60. The torque specs on these were 26 and 33, so I got it set at 33. And nice and tight. All right. So, again, James from RG for the group. So I hope this video shows you how to check the angles, remove, and reinstall a drive shaft. Have a great day.